Hey everyone, I am so excited. Today we are going to be doing the tutorial for the photo to wood transfers with temporary tattoo paper from the November Silhouette Life Inspiration Box. So I am so excited about this box. The theme is Hello Autumn and all of the projects are amazing. I haven't actually played with a lot of the materials in it and kind of these applications. So, I've been getting this box for almost a year and I am still learning new things. And that's what I love about it. It is for all stages of your experience with your Cameo and learning something new. So, today to get ready, you will need the waterslide decal paper. This is the one that says inkjet clear waterslide decal paper on the back. You will need your temporary tattoo adhesive. This is the clear sheet, nothing on the back. And you will need the 2 wood pieces that came in the project box. So you'll need both of these, and then a little bit later we'll need a damp paper towel and a couple other things. But for right now, that is all you need to get started. So to help you kind of understand how to get your picture ready for this, I'm going to do a screen share and do that part of the video so we can show you exactly what to do. So if you have any questions, you can see it rather than me just trying to explain it to you. So let me pull up that screen share and I'll show you how to get these photos ready. Okay, so I've got this screen recording going. I'm scrolling down through the tutorial right now. As you can see, we already have the equipment that we need, the pieces from the box. I'm highlighting here what size circles she has, so that'll come in handy when we're resizing our photos. So now we're down to the first section where we're talking about the photos, so you'll need to pick 2 photos that you want. If you have designer edition, you can go ahead and put them in. I just dragged them. I just have basic edition. And I'm making the size smaller so you can see them both on the same screen. So now I'm going back to the tutorial to see what we need to do. The first thing we need to do is do the ellipse tool right there to draw 2 circles. I'm going to show you both ways of doing this so you can see kind of the options that you have. Again, I'm showing you what the size of those circles needs to be. So I'm finding the ellipse tool. As you can see, I have the newer edition, so it's a little bit harder for me to find sometimes. There we go. So I did it without holding down shift, so I can make any size. So now I have these 2 circles that aren't the size that I need. If you did that, you would come up to the scale section here and go ahead and make it what you needed it to be. You'd have to change both width and height to do that, to have it be 2.7. So that's a little bit more difficult than the other way. So here, I'm going to show you what I did. See, I'm showing you right there that it's not a circle that I want. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete those. And I'm going to show you the way with shift. That makes it a perfect circle. So I go back, click there, I'm holding shift, and then I'm drawing the circle. See how I can only make even circles. So now I'm drawing 2 circles for those. And then now I'm going to go up here and I'm going to change the size. Now, if you forget to lock your aspect, it'll go back to an ellipse. So that's where you have to go back up to the top and you have to click that lock sign. That'll make sure that both the width and the height are changed together. So I'm going to click lock, and I'm going to go up here to 2.75. That was a mistake. It's actually 2.7, as I realized right here. So we're going to switch that to 2.7. Now that one's right. We're going to switch this one to 2.5, and it's on the lock symbol already, so we're good to go there. So now we have our 2 circles. I'm putting them over my photos just to kind of see what the scaling looks like. So now I'm scrolling down in the tutorial where she talks about how to go from there. So we're going to open the transform window. This is if you want them to be centered and aligned in your photos and on your wood. I didn't necessarily want it to do that on mine. I'll show you here in a little bit. So here's kind of the different options that you have. So once you find the window that you're looking for, I'm making my photos a lot smaller too. So I'm going to do that first step where you fit your photos inside the circle. And I made it really small and then fit it back in. So that way I have the part of my photo I want over the circle. This one we're going to have to make a lot smaller. So I'm making the photo smaller and fitting it within that circle. So now I've got those pretty much the way that I want them. So now I'm going to go back to the tutorial to refresh my mind. Okay, so we've got the transform window and the align tool is what we're playing with right now. So I'm going to go try to find it. When I don't know where it is, I like to type it in. Transform, that'll show me exactly where it is from that drop down. I have a little bit of a hard time clicking over, so bear with me. But I ended up getting it. So now we're in the align section. I'm going to show you 2 different ways. This one, I don't know what that one does because it didn't change my photo at all. Oh, it aligned it in the middle of the page. We don't care about that. We want it to align, so I came back and saw the tool that she circled. So that's the button we want to press. Now I will show you what that does. So we're going to go back over to Silhouette Studio in just a second. There we go. And we're going to click that button. So now I have that highlighted. See how it moved my circle so it's centered on the photo. I don't like that with this photo, so I'm moving it back to where I want it. But that's how you get to it if you do want to align it like she did. Then we're opening the Modify panel. Now that the Modify panel is open, we're refreshing on the tutorial what we need to do here. We're going to end up cropping our image to be just around that circle. So I'm going to go back to the studio, highlight both of them, and I'm going to crop. So now we've got that image cropped. I'm going to bring these over onto the screen. I'm going to go ahead and crop that. Perfect. So now I have those two images cropped just like her. We do need to mirror them because we're going to be applying them on the back side. That is a little bit confusing. As we move on, it will make more sense when we get to that part of the tutorial. So then she talks about your printer settings, but for right now, just come over here, flip horizontally. Now your photos are ready to print. You're going to go back, make sure your settings are on glossy, so that way it prints right, and we're going to print and then allow it to dry, and we will go really quick before we print. Make sure that you are printing on the decal paper. Don't print on the adhesive, print on the water slide decal paper. You'll want to print on the glossy side so your picture is sitting on the top. So when you're putting it into your printer, I have to put mine in so it feeds like from the top. I don't put it into the tray. I feed from the top. It'll print out right at the top. We're not doing print and cut for this one because it's just a circle, but I'll explain that a little bit later. So make sure you're printing on the glossy side, and we will go from there. So now I have them printed out. Word of advice, again, I like to be really honest in my tutorials, so you guys can actually see how it works out for me. I do very little editing, and that is on purpose. It's not just because I'm not a very good video taker. So here's my word of advice. I kept my image too close to the top in my studio. I didn't do the print border, and I should have because it cut off the top. And so just a word of advice, I'd move it down into your sheet so you don't have that issue. I'm going to go ahead and roll with it. It'll be okay for what I want these for, but just a word of advice for those. Also, my printer's almost out of ink, so it kind of did some weird things. So if that's the case for you, maybe print it like a local library or something like that. If you don't have a color printer especially, find a local college or a local library and you can print there usually for a small charge. So now that we have these, we need our tattoo adhesive. So with these two products, what you're going to do, if it was in a regular shape, we'd probably use print and cut. But since these are just circles, we're just going to trim by hand. So what you're going to do is you are going to take your adhesive and you're going to cut a strip just to cover the two photos that you need it for. So we're going to cut it and I will show you how to apply to the photos. Just give me 1 second to get my scissors. So I've cut out a section of the adhesive and my picture, and I've cut out the other one and the adhesive. So what you're going to do now, I would prefer to put the adhesive on before you cut the circle out, just so it is easier to make sure you cover your whole image. So it peels off pretty nicely. I'm just using my fingers and just peeling that clear adhesive off. So what we are going to do with this is we are just going to place it over your picture. So let me show you. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we're going to take it and we're going to take the photo that it matches. And, oh, it's very sticky. I'm just going to line it up over this photo. Okay, so now we've got it on there. There's no bubbles or anything like that. And now I'm going to just cut out the circle just with normal scissors. Don't use fabric scissors because it's not fabric. But again, you could do the print and cut feature. Just add registration marks before you print it. Then you could cut it out and then just cut out a circle again for the picture, or you could put the adhesive on and then cut it out. Again, we're just saving material so I can use this for something else too. So that's why with just a circle, I am just going to cut it out like this. That's the way Becky does it, but of course you can use it with your print and cut. That's kind of the way that this transforms with using your Cameo, is you can do any shape that you want with these. So that's really nice. So now we're going to line it up with the wood piece, make sure we have a good fit. Mine is a little bit big on this. I mean, it fits, oh, nope, not user error. It's a little bit big, so I probably just forgot to resize it. So I'm just going to trim a little bit. Oh yeah, I just have some white on my picture. So I'm just going to trim down a little bit more of my picture. And now let's see how it fits. Okay, so now that, if I hold on to both, now that's basically perfect for what I need it for. I'm going to trim a little bit more just so I can see a little bit of the wood around the edge, but let's do it with both of them. So I'm going to put it on this other picture that I have. These are from our family pictures this summer at Bear Lake, if you've never been there. It's gorgeous. Okay, so I've got the adhesive. Oh, there's something on my picture. And I'm just going to place it over my photo. And there we go. We're going to cut this one down and then line it up like we did on the wood. So, let me cut it down, see how it fits. I'm going really fast. You could go slower if you wanted to make sure. So this one, again, I'm going to cut down a little bit more. So I'm going to cut these down, and then we're going to get a damp paper towel, and I'm going to show you what we need to do now to get it to stick to the wood. Now we are ready for the exciting part. So you're going to take the adhesive off of the top. You want to be careful though, because you're going to be leaving the sticky side onto your picture. It's really cool. So very lightly peel this top off. You can see in the video the adhesive sticking. I got to be really careful because I feel like I'm peeling off some of the adhesive. So if you're peeling it off, just push it back down. See how now there's not any on my plastic sheet? Because if you peel off the adhesive, I'm worried it won't stick very well to your wood. So that's why you want to go carefully. So we just peeled it off. Now you're going to take your image and you're going to stick it face side down onto your wood. So like this. So I'm going to position it where I want it. Okay, so now I've got that one. You're going to take your damp paper towel and you're going to set it on top, covering all of the white. And you're going to leave that for about 10 to 15 seconds. So while that one is sitting there, and again, it just looks like this. I just have the paper towel on top. I'm going to remove the adhesive from the other side. Or from the other picture, I mean, not the other side. Getting it off is a little bit hard. Okay. And then just peel very carefully. The adhesive is wanting to come off. But overall, this stuff is cool. Okay, so we got that one off. So face down onto the wood, this one goes. Okay, and then damp paper towel, we're going to stick it on the back of that big piece. So now how you know that this is going to be done is when you take off this, you'll be able to see your image. Do you see how you can see it through there? I'm going to leave it just a little bit more because I want to be safe. So you just let them sit for, like I said, 10 to 15 seconds. And then once it's been sitting for enough, we're going to remove the backing and our picture should be on the wood. So, you guys, I don't edit these. So let's figure out what happened. Let's see if it worked. So, you can see my image. And I'm going to get my fingernail right under. No way. Look how nicely that pulled up. And look at the picture on the wood. You guys, that turned out so good. So now we've kind of let it sit for the same amount of time on the big one. You can see the picture there. So let's peel off the top. You guys, look how simple that was. Other than my tutorial, you could probably do this in 10 minutes. Get your image, crop it down, print it out, put it on your wood piece. These would make adorable ornaments, little things on your tree, little present toppers. These are adorable. So thank you, Becky, for the amazing idea for this water slide decal paper, temporary tattoo adhesive, and these wood circles. Let me know if you have any questions. Drop a comment below. Subscribe to my channel. I also found out you have to click for notifications in order to see when my videos are up. So sorry about that. But check it out. Let me know what else you want to see on this channel. More tutorials will be up soon.